Hey everyone, what is going on? So we have another meta guide for you for the Element Cup. Now the Element Cup as well as the Open Great League begin tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I mean, not much has changed. Pretty much nothing has changed for the Element Cup since the last time it was around. You could use Pokemon 500 or below CP, and they have to be Grass, Fire, or Water types. So let's go ahead and dive right into it and see what we got going for us. So for the S rank, we do have Salandit. So Salandit is a tricky one to get, and one that you probably won't battle too often because you have to trade with a low level account, like an account with like I think level 15 or below or something like that. You really have to, you can't just hatch one. So it's going to be a tricky one to get, but if you do get it, I mean, it's really fast, it's really strong. So it's going to be really powerful for this meta. So if you have one, I don't, but if you do, more power to you. Next up we have Ducklett. So Ducklett is going to be a really good Pokemon for this meta. You're going to see it with that wing attack. Usually the moveset is Bubble Beam and Brave Bird, but you can see Aerial Ace. I mean, it's a great Pokemon. It's a great safe swap. It's a great lead. You could go ahead and lead it with going straight Brave Bird and then switching out, right? I mean, I've done that plenty of times. Or you can use it as a safe swap, as I said. So great Pokemon. Then we have Chinchou, so probably the only hard answer to the Ducklett. So Chinchou, of course, is resisting every move, including the Brave Bird, although to be honest, Brave Bird still does a tremendous amount of damage to Chinchou. But yeah, I mean, great Pokemon all around, and as long as it's not going up against a Grass type, it's doing pretty well, but there's a lot of good Grass types in this meta, so it could be going up against it, right? Then we have Bulbasaur. So Bulbasaur is a poison and grass type, so really good one with Vine Whip and Seed Bomb and Sludge Bomb. Really powerful, really squishy as well. I mean, most of these Pokemon are squishy, but it's a really powerful one. I've used this. I almost hit Legend with Bulbasaur on my team at one point in time, but I fell short during the original Element Cup during that run. But you know, it's a really powerful Pokemon. Then we have Cottonee. Of course, Cottonee is great, right? Cottonee is a Pokemon you will battle in this meta. It's good for every little cup that it's eligible for with that charm damage, especially since like moves are guaranteed to sneak through. I mean, it's just such a powerful Pokemon, and you'll definitely see Cottonee, I guarantee you. So that's going to be the S rank for those Pokemon. Then we're moving on to the A rank. We have a couple of Confusion users, so Slowpoke and Execute. So you could use the regular versions. I like the shadow ones for the damage, to be honest. But yeah, I've run both of these Pokemon. They are fantastic for the Element Cup. They just do so much damage to anything. I mean, everything is taking neutral, besides themselves, like everything is taking neutral damage at least, right? So great Pokemon, so powerful. Both of them, right? Both of them. And then we have Chikorita, another great grass type with the Vine Whip and Body Slam. Charging really fast. It's just such a great Pokemon. I've battled this quite a few times. And it gets to those Body Slams fast, as I said, right? It really does. Then we have Steel. You could run Icy Wind or Lick. The more common moveset I would say is Lick, because you could hit the Slowpoke and the Execute for super effective damage with Lick, right? And then you still get to the moves pretty fast, and you debuff your opponent. Really great Pokemon, and you'll definitely be battling this one, no doubt about it. Then we're moving on to the B rankings. We have Turtwig or Shadow Turtwig with Razor Leaf. So if you're looking to use a Razor Leaf user, this is a really great one. Then we have probably the best one. Then we have Wooper. So Wooper, a Mud Boy, really powerful, really fast. And then we have Vulpix or Shadow Vulpix. You could run Ember or Quick Attack in it. It really depends on your team, to be honest. The Quick Attack gets to the moves faster, and I personally really like Quick Attack, but Ember is a great move as well. It all depends on your team, I guess, but the Quick Attack gets to the moves really fast. The Body Slam comes out so fast. You also have Weather Ball, which is a powerful move. So Vulpix is one that you will see, I'm telling you. Probably deserves to be in a higher ranking, to be honest, but you'll definitely see Vulpix. Guarantee you of that. Then we're moving on to the other options. We have Scrub, so Scrub with Water Gun. I've battled Scrub quite a few times. You probably will as well. It's a great Pokemon. We have a couple fire types. We have Growlithe and Tepig. The Vulpix is better, but if you're going with like a double fire team, you could run one of these Pokemon. But yeah, the Vulpix is definitely the best one in my opinion, but you will probably see these here and there. I mean, you know, with the Ember attacks, right, with the Tepig, you know, just a powerful Pokemon. Then we have another Mudboy, Barboach. I do think the Whoop is a little bit better, but Barboach, I mean, with that Mud Bomb, doing a lot of damage. It also has access to Ice Beam, so that Ice Beam will probably KO almost anything. It's crazy. It's so powerful. So, yep, it really is a strong Pokemon. Then we have Fomantis. So, Fomantis is relatively new. I mean, it's not really that new, but I mean, with the Fury Cutter charging up the moves fast, pretty powerful Pokemon. Then we have another Razor Leaf. We have Budew. If you're going with double Razor, I probably wouldn't go with the double Razor Leaf team, but if you're going with double Razor Leaf, Budew and Turtwig are definitely good options. Turtwig, I think, is a little bit better, especially with the Shadow variant. But yeah, I mean, I don't really like the double Razor Leaf teams. I could understand one Razor Leaf user, but Budew is an option for you as well. Then we have Pumpkaboo, another option. Pumpkaboo is an interesting Pokemon. It's one of the few, if maybe it's the only Ghost type actually in this meta. Actually, I guess Phantom would be eligible as well, but so very interesting there. Then we have Lotad, so you could actually run an XL Lotad in the Element Cup for the 500 CP Pokemon. I wouldn't. It's too much of an investment, I think, but I mean that Razor Leaf damage. Coming out really fast. I believe it's a Razor Leaf user. Then we have Chespin. Chespin I've battled occasionally in this meta. Not too often, but it's another Vine Whip Body Slam user, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I think it is. But then we have Paris. So Paris with the Bug Bite. Bug Bite coming out really fast, doing a lot to the grass types, right? So as long as it stays away from fire types, it's looking pretty good. Paris is not too bad. And then we have Litleo. So Litleo is another strong fire type for this meta with Fire Fang. Chunking away, doing a lot of damage. Pretty good pick for this meta. Again, I do think Vulpix is probably the superior fire type, but Litleo, not a bad option for you. And Houndour is another fire option, but again, I do think Vulpix is the best one in this meta. If you're only going with one fire type, Vulpix is the way to go. But anyway, that's going to be the Element Cup for you. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to the solid team options. We do have a few ABB teams. So the first team is going to be Chinchou, so a water type, it is weak to grass. We have two fire types in the back, right? The fire types are going to be weak to water, and whereas Chinchou does well against water types because it is, it does well against water types, right? So I feel like ABB teams are going to be really solid here, especially if you want to avoid getting RPS, which stands for Rock, Paper, Scissors. You do not want to lose to that, because if you go with an ABC team, if you lose the lead, it's going to be very difficult to win. So, you know, ABB teams I do think are probably the way to go in the Element Cup, but that's going to be a double fire team for you. And then we have a double grass team with Ducklett in the lead. So of course, both grass Pokemon, what are those going to be weak to? Those are going to be weak to fire, whereas Ducklett does well against that, right? And the grass, of course, does well against water. So going to be a pretty solid team for you. Then we're going to go ahead and move on to a double water team with Chinchou and Ducklett, and of course, double water going to be weak to grass. And then having Cottonee in the lead. You could run a fire type in the lead, like Vulpix. I think that would be a great team for you, but I put Cottonee in here. This team is going to struggle against Bulbasaur. But to be honest, I mean, Cottonee can honestly 2-shield farm down Bulbasaur anyway. But you could put the Vulpix in the lead instead of the Cottonee. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and move on to a great team that I personally am probably going to be using. We have a fast move pressure team. We have Cottonee in the lead, and we have the double confusion users in the back. I would probably go with the Shadow ones just for the damage. But, I mean, yeah, Cottonee... yeah, I mean they all do fast move damage, right? You could, if you lose the lead, if there's like a fire type in the lead, you could save swap into, I guess you would have to save swap into Execute. So like if there's a Vulpix, for example, they might stay in, but if it's quick attack or something, you're going to be doing a lot with confusion, and you could probably shield and maybe farm down or something. Well, you'll see, but yeah, I think it's a great team. Honestly, like as I said, I'm going to be using this team probably in the Element Cup. Really powerful team. Imagine if there's a Shadow Cottonee, that would be pretty cool, but there was not yet at least. Then we're moving on to an ABC team. So we do have this Chinchou in the lead with Bulbasaur in the back and Vulpix. So again, Vulpix going to be the safe swap, and for this team, I do think Quick Attack is the way to go. But Shadow Vulpix as well, you could use for the damage. But yeah, so you definitely want to win the lead with this team. If you don't, it's going to be difficult. But I mean, Vulpix can flip games, so a great team for you. And then we're going to be moving on to another double water team. So Cottonee in the lead with double water. So of course double water going to be weak to grass, although Ducklett is not weak to grass. It's actually doing super effective damage towards the grass, so that's why not necessary to have the fire type in the lead, where you can have the Cottonee in the lead, similar to that other team that I mentioned with the Cottonee, Ducklett, and Chinchou, right? Ducklett is not weak to grass, it's taking neutral from grass, and it's dishing out super effective damage towards grass types as well. So yeah, I mean, a powerful team, all around powerful teams. Let me know your favorite team for the Element Cup. Are you going to be playing the Element Cup, or will you be playing the Open Great League? For me, I'm not really sure quite yet. I'll probably start with the Element Cup, but I might go into the Open Great League. We'll see. But either way, that's going to be it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.